This conference will now be recorded.
Yes.
Okay. How about the other people, Prakash? Are they going to join or
Yeah, they will join middle, sir. You can go ahead.
okay, no worries. Okay, so let's start the first session or the first demo of Google Certified Professional Cloud Architect. So myself, I am Bhuvan Deshpande. So I'm working for an IT organization already, and it's been over 10 years for me working in IT, and I'm currently working as a technology architect, and I'm leading the Google Cloud platform in my organization, and I am AWS and GCP certified, and my background is more on ETL data warehousing and data analytics. Yeah, but right now I work on different projects, and they are um, on different domains sometimes, so they are not specific to data all the time. So since I'm a technology architect, my job is to focus on multiple domains. So that's pretty expected from me. So that's something about me. And let me just try to go ahead. Yeah, so as I said, I've been working over 10 years, and I've worked on client projects, especially in banking, insurance, hospitality, and food industry. Um, I have expertise in AWS, GCP, ETL, data warehousing, data analytics, and visualization. Uh, and there are certain guidelines I usually follow during the sessions that we will do uh, after this, or once we have enrolled you guys, we will have certain guidelines that I'll be sharing the course materials, on a Google Drive shared folder. That folder will be accessible to you guys once you enroll into the course. And it's expected that we stay on mute and don't disturb during the course or the session, so that the participants can, you know, uh, hear the content and the details precisely. And we have a very clean, good video session recording. So kindly stay on mute so that you can have very good session recordings later to watch. And that doesn't mean that you cannot ask questions. Definitely, you can ask questions in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask me the question, and I'll be answering those. Another thing that we will expect is that please turn off your webcam or video. Don't be on webcam. That's not needed for this session. And every session recording, I'll try to have it on a YouTube playlist. It's a private YouTube playlist. It's a dedicated playlist for the batch that we will do, and you guys will have access for it, and you can go ahead and watch these videos after we finish the session every weekend or so. Whenever we have the session, after the session, I'll be uploading these videos to the private YouTube playlist, and the link will be shared to you guys. So there are certain key takeaways that you will get after attending the course or after attending this training. So the key takeaways will be that you will be able to understand the various GCP services available on Google Cloud, and you will also be able to design solution architectures, and you can suggest uh, architectures on GCP. You can be an SME in your organization where people can come to you and ask for suggestions if they are trying to build a solution on GCP. You can be one of those. And while doing all of this, we will be learning the cloud principles of scalability, elasticity, high availability, fault tolerance, security, and cost optimization. And this will all happen while doing the course. We will be frequently talking about all of these things, and we will be discussing, in detail everything. So what is the other thing that we will get from this course is to think like an architect. That's the most important thing. Uh, above above everything, the most important point is you have to think like an architect. You really need to understand the every use case or the project that you will be working on, and you need to think wisely. What will be the most scalable, highly available, fault tolerant, secure, and cost optimized solution that you can build. You really have to think in that direction. So thinking like an architect is something that you will be able to learn and earn by the end of this course. I would just like you to say something about yourself. I've been just doing blabbering for a few minutes. I let you introduce yourself. You can introduce yourself. You can let me know if you have worked on some other cloud platforms or if you have any previous experience on any of the programming languages. So you can just uh, share about yourself. Manish, you would like to say something about yourself?
Hey, Bhuvan, I was on mute actually.
Yep,
Hello?
no worries. Go ahead, please. Yep, yep, yep.
Give me a second. Hey, yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep, Manish, we can hear you.
Okay. So actually, I do not have much experience with the Google Cloud as of now. So I'm working with Metronics right now as a sustenance engineer, but I want to transition my field. I did my master's in industrial engineering from USA, and then, after completing my master's, I got the job within Metronics over in USA itself. And about a year ago, like I moved back to India. So there's not much growth in in sustenance engineer. So that's why I'm thinking of changing my area of expertise from industrial to maybe more into data engineering. So that's the main reason, I would like to uh, have a training on Google Cloud data engineering.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. And are you already trying to get into some organization or trying to look for a job or something? What's your
Yeah.
plan?
So I'm trying to look, I'm already into one job, but I'm trying to look for a job in USA itself. So there are like few jobs that are already open, and I want to pitch my resume for those jobs.
Okay.
And I also I might need like a job support, since I just want to know like how long this training is going to be,
Mm-hmm.
like how much time it is going to take.
Yeah, it will take at least a month's time, so that we do it very sincerely, right? Uh, because we need to
And
see we need to see the demos, we need to understand the concepts, so that
and
the
we
day,
need, mhm.
yeah, yeah, go ahead, please. Yep.
So we will get the certificate of Google Architect, right? I will get the certification.
That you will get from Google. You need to take the exam.
And, and you're gonna help with that, right?
Yes, and we will be doing that as part of this course. You will be able to book for the exam and you can go ahead and take it. You should be able to pass it.
Okay, sounds good. And how about AWS?
AWS, then that's a different course. We can talk
That's
about it maybe, yeah, on a different, or maybe we can talk about it offline, or we can talk with Mahesh for AWS.
okay.
Okay.
And
Uh,
okay.
so right now you're in the US, if I understand correctly.
No, I'm in India.
You're in India, but you're planning to go back to US.
Yeah, maybe down the road, I'm not sure.
No, I'm just thinking about if you want, I can share your resume to my organization if you want. So I need to know, are you thinking to join in the US or you're thinking to join in India so that I can send your resume to the right people?
No, are you in US
No, I'm based in Philippines,
or in
but I
Philippines?
know
Okay,
people in India and I know people in US. So if you want, I can share your profile.
okay, sure.
So where would you like to have it? On US or India?
Maybe we can discuss about it,
Okay.
once we start this course. I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, I want to stay here for now
Mm-hmm. Okay,
in
okay, okay.
India.
Okay, no worries. You just let me know. I saw that you have sent me your connection on LinkedIn, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I did connect with you. So you can just send me your resume. I can help you with that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay then. So no worries. As part of this course, you will be able to understand how to work on GCP, how to design an architecture on GCP, the technical use cases that you might get in your projects uh, or in your job itself. Whenever you will get an assignment or whatever it is, you will be able to do the solutioning for that. So that's what we will try to learn here. And you don't need to have really you don't really need to have a very good understanding on programming languages, but it's good if you know. If it's also good if you don't know. So we don't need programming skills for this course. So that's one of the things I wanted to let you know.
How about,
And
I'm just thinking, since you asked, right? So there are like job openings in US, right? So I want to pitch for those job openings, right? So along with this training, right? Can I pitch my resume for those job openings? I mean, I'll be enrolled into that course, but if interview comes in, then maybe we can take, and then if I'll be selected, then would you be able to provide me with the job support?
well, I don't do that. Usually, I can only help your resume get forwarded to the right people.
No, I
So,
mean, yeah, I mean, I do have the connections, so that I can do in regards to
hmm
the resume. But I
hmm
I really need some kind of a job support. I'm already doing one job, so I
so when
want
do
to
you
pitch
say
for
job
multiple.
support, as in what's your expectation?
Expectation is like you at least handle like 50% of the work, and I will handle 50%
I'm
because
I'm
I already
true.
have like one.
Yeah, I'm
So there's
truly.
like one of the openings that one of my knowns want to pitch the resume, want to pitch my resume. So it is just a matter of like updating the resume and then getting the job support from one of the trainers. You know,
Yeah, I
it
really
has
don't have
to be
any.
coordinated.
Yeah, yeah. So you're asking for sharing of work, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
And sharing
truly.
of money as well.
No, 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 no. I don't really have any bandwidth. Okay, so I am
Yeah,
truly
maybe
blocked.
down the road, if everything goes well,
Yeah,
then
I do understand. Yeah,
maybe
but I'm
if you can suggest someone.
no, no. I do understand, but what I'm trying to say is I really don't have any bandwidth, so I can take
Okay.
up any work or something. So these the weekends are usually dedicated for trainings and doing the sessions, and the other days I'm truly, truly, truly blocked. So I
Okay.
start, yeah, I start early mornings and I end midnights or even beyond that. It's okay.
Okay.
But I can help you in whatever possible way I can. If it's related to the job or something, I can just forward your resume to the right people so that maybe once you finish the exam or something, maybe they can pull you as a Google Cloud Architect. Maybe that can happen.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Even without experience, or do we need to modify the resume?
Maybe they need to, I mean, it all depends on how they assess you and how do you do the interview, but hopefully it should work because you're certified and it
And how
means
is the
that,
market with Google Architect? I mean, in Metronics where I work, so there are like few openings with Google Architect. So so I want to pitch my resume for those openings, right? And I
yes,
just want to know the outer market, like I mean, Google Architect is like kind of a new technology, I guess, right?
yes, I mean,
GCP.
yeah, it's one of those certifications which people try to get. Yes.
Okay, and how is the market?
Yes, you do have good in US. I mean, I don't exactly know where, exactly what will be the, opening and all, but I can just say that in US, I've really heard from people getting good scope on GCP Cloud
Okay.
Architects. So they really get good projects. That's what
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
I
do you
might.
have,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, do you have any more questions?
No, no, that's it. Mhm.
Okay. So for the modules, we will be going through the introduction, the IAM, Cloud IAM concepts. Basically, it's access, identity access and management, how to manage the accesses on the cloud and to ensure that uh, you
Mhm.
don't give the maximum privilege to people to do things that is beyond their scope. So we follow the principle of least privilege, and we will look at those things in the IAM. We will be having demos for that, and that should clear the concepts about IAM, and also it should help to answer any kind of question that comes in the exam related to IAM. So same goes with the compute. So when we talk about compute, we will be talking about virtual machines and
Mhm.
Kubernetes, and we'll be talking about App Engine, Cloud Run, Cloud Functions. So all those things that will come under the compute section. Storage and databases, we'll be typically talking about storage. That's the Google Cloud Storage, something like AWS S3. And then the databases, Cloud SQL, Spanner, Data Store, Bigtable, uh, all those kind of things. We will see. Can you be unmute if I may ask?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, please. Okay. Okay. So we will be having storage and database section. That's for the storage and the database services. And in the networking, we will look at the networking concepts, how to define a VPC network, and how to use firewall rules, how to define routes, how to use cloud VPN, right? And interconnect, all those kind of concepts we will try to learn under the networking module. When we come to big data, we will be talking about the big data services that GCP has to offer. So that covers Dataflow, PubSub, BigQuery, then Composer, Dataproc, all those kind of things. Hadoop, basically, Dataproc is Hadoop. So all those things under big data. Then when we talk about AI, we will be trying to look at some of the AI services like vision, speech to text, text to speech, translation API, and then cloud machine learning engine, AI platform notebooks, right? Previously called the data lab, all those things under AI. And the development management tools is basically CI/CD, DevOps kind of knowledge. We'll try to get in the development and management tools. The ninth will be to understand if you want to migrate something to GCP, what are the different strategies that you can use, what are the different tools that you can use, All those kind of discussion will happen in migration to GCP module. And then comes the last, which is nothing but the preparation for the exam. And we will be demystifying the use cases. We will be trying to understand the use cases that appear in the exam. So there are three use cases that we need to focus on. So that's Mount Kirk Games, and then Dress for Win, and then Teram Earth. So there are three use cases that we need to know, because the questions might come for these three use cases. It's not a fixed set of questions, it's purely random. So if I get 5 questions, maybe you can get 10 questions, or somebody else can get 20 questions. So out of 50, it's pretty random that how many questions that you get for the use case. And if you're having a very good day, and if you're very lucky, maybe you will have, let's say, 10 to 20 questions. And if you know the use cases very well, these 20 questions can easily be answered. Okay, so that will be a very good opportunity to easily pass the exam. So that will be the modules that will be covered, in this what do you call course or training. And introduction. So I will just walk you through on how to sign up on GCP free tier. Since I'm not sure if you have already signed up. Have you already signed up?
I have not. I have not. I was on mute.
Okay.
I have
Okay,
not
no
signed up.
worries. Yep, yep. So I have posted a link here that's for the GCP free
Yeah.
tier. Yeah, so when you click on this link, you will be navigated to this sign in console. You have to sign in with your Gmail ID, and then you can follow the steps. The step one is you choose your country and the terms of service. And then once you do that, you will get $300 of credit, and that's for free. And you can use it over the next 90 days. So they give you $300 to learn the entire platform. So that's a very generous thing that
Can you share
Google.
with me this link if possible?
Yeah, sure. I will definitely share you the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
wish, let me copy this, and okay. Do you see the link in the chat?
Yep. GCP. Yep.
Okay. So that's where you will go and sign in. And then once you sign in, the step one is, as I said, you have to enter the country and agree to the terms of service, and you can get $300 credit after you enter the step two details. And account type, you can choose individual, since you are the one who is going to use this. You have to give the name and the address and other details, and it will ask you for a credit or a debit card. And to let you know, you can use your debit card as well. I have used Indian debit card to to start my free trial. So debit card works. Okay.
So is it like, is it something, I mean, so since I was a student and I know lots of students in USA, right? So is this something free for students, for a longer period of time, like, maybe longer than 1 month? So can I,
Let
if I
me see
use
that.
like student
Yeah.
email ID, can we
Yeah,
get
let
like
me
some
see.
benefit out of it?
Yeah, let me see that, because I didn't thought over about students, but let me see that. If there is something, I'll let you know for sure. Okay. Uh, so for students, I'll let you know if they have some, or let me just quickly check. It should not be an issue. Uh, GCP free tier for students. I'm not sure though, but I will just check and let you know if there is anything. Let me see. No. Let me see and let me get back to you if there is any specific for student benefits. Okay. But as far as I know,
Okay.
it's the free tier that you can enroll into. Don't worry, you don't have to pay anything. It's totally free. It's totally free. You really don't have to pay anything. Instead, they are giving you the $300 to use over the next 90 days. So if you use the Google Cloud platform, if any consumption that will happen, it will be deducted from the $300 credit. It will not get deducted from your debit card or the credit card. So
Even for
your
the like,
pretty
even for the session, right? Even for the session, I can book. I mean, like the exam.
for the exam, you need to go to a different link and you have to book the exam and you have to pay the exam fee.
And how much is that?
I think it's $200, but they are giving a discount these days on the
Okay.
exam fee. I think the last time when I booked it, I got an $80 discount based on the location. It also depends on the location. So maybe you can check it from India how much discount you are getting.
Okay. And Bhuvan, like one more thing. Since you said like you can pitch my resume in USA, right? So to
Yes.
do a job in, do I need to go there? I mean, I have a visa, right? I have a visa, H-1B visa.
Yeah, that's why my question was, are you planning to go back?
So yeah, like is it so is there like a remote job or something that is available? Because currently I'm doing a remote job with one of the projects that I have in USA. So I was just
Mhm.
thinking maybe for this something similar.
Uh, I think they should be doing work from home right as of the moment because the flights are not open. That's what I understand. So technically you cannot go there. So work from home concept should work.
Okay. And like, do you think like I should start pitching my resume now itself?
If you want to do, you can do that. But since you will be applying for, assuming that I'm assuming that you will be applying for Google Cloud the positions, so maybe they will expect you to know things. If they schedule an interview with you, they might already ask you questions about GCP. So it's your
No, but
decision.
the thing is, we can have a proxy.
Sorry,
I said we can have a proxy.
sorry, what's that? I can't hear the word.
So I said we can have a proxy interview, right?
What do you mean by proxy interview?
Oh no, never mind. Nothing.
Oh, you're asking somebody else to give an interview for you?
Yeah.
No, no, no. We don't do that stuff. Okay. So you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to do it. Follow this thing in your life. You have to do it. You have to earn things on your credits. You have to do it. Don't ask anybody else to do it for you. And don't fall into those.
Man, like this life is very small. We have to get things done quickly. Either way,
No,
by hook or
no.
crook.
That's a wrong thing that you have. I think you need to change your mindset. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
sir. Okay, yeah, sure.
okay,
I was
okay.
just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Like, that's why I'm just taking this certification so that down the
yeah,
road
you
I
do the
can.
certification. That's the very good approach. You do the certification and you take the job on your, credits and capabilities. That's my suggestion. Okay.
Yep,
So,
sure,
but you
absolutely,
have
sir,
your
absolutely.
own opinions and decisions in your life. You can go ahead as you want. Okay. So GCP
Yeah.
console. Yeah. So when you enroll on the GCP free tier, you will be seeing a console like this and yeah, can you just mute so that it's too
Yeah,
noisy.
sure.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, so a console like this will be appearing to you once you sign up on the free tier, and you will be getting the credits. As I said, you will get $300 credit to use it, and 90 days remaining will be showing on day one when you sign up on the free tier. Just be cautious. Don't click on activate, because when you click on activate, you are actually uh, enabling Google Cloud to charge you after you exhaust the credits. So don't click on activate, just leave it as is. Don't worry about this portion. Just leave it as is. Okay, that's one tip. So that you don't pay or start paying once you finish the credits, because they will directly charge on your credit or the debit card. So don't let that happen. Don't click activate. That's the suggestion. Okay. So that's the console that you will be, able to see.
Okay.
And why Google Cloud Platform? So there are some benefits on choosing Google Cloud Platform. Why people like to move their applications to Google Cloud Platform. There are certain reasons behind it. So some of the reason is the network infrastructure. We have never seen Google going down, but yeah, we did see Google going down a few months back, and there was an global outage. People were not able to access Gmail, YouTube, and all those things. And I was also working on cloud platform that day, and my GCP cloud platform went down as well. So it's a very rare occasion that had happen, but usually we see that Google doesn't go down much. And the reason behind it is the network infrastructure. So they have their cables laid out even under the ocean, and they kind of say that it's even shark proof. So all those things, all the infrastructure, all the um, setup, investment that they have done, that's one of the selling points of GCP. So the network is pretty fast. And the other benefit, or the other thing that you get, is you get a pricing advantage on the virtual machines. You get 50% off, 60% off, 50% off, 54% off on the different machine types. So that's standard server, high memory, high CPU, all those different machine types. So this is a comparison between GCP and AWS. Okay, so it's a long time back comparison done, but it's
Bhuvan,
still,
just wondering, like, I will be getting trained on both GCP and AWS or just GCP?
this is for the GCP, this course.
Okay. And AWS is completely different, right?
Yeah, it is a different course.
And are they like similar in some way or like they are not?
The analogy is same. I mean, if you work on one cloud, you should be easily able to understand the things on the other cloud.
Okay.
It's only
And
the
like,
names and it's only the names and the services, the way services behave. That's just only little bit difference, but the concept stays same.
okay. And how about like, like how much is the coding within both of these? Like how much, coding we have to do?
If you are on an architect position, maybe you will not be do much of the coding. If you are
Okay. And
purely doing, yeah, if you are purely doing an architect role, then you don't much have to rely on the coding. Your job will be as of like an SME. People will come to you, they will bring up the projects, and you should be giving them good suggestions. And once you do the project architecture or RFPs and everything, maybe they will
and how
add
about
you
like data
for.
engineering, like GCP data engineering job?
Yeah, I'll answer your questions one by one. So, okay.
Yeah,
So first, let me answer the architect
yeah,
thing. So,
sure, sure.
yeah. So when once you get some, yeah, once you get some projects, you will be able to do like an SME kind of task, and you suggest the architecture. And once you have the project deal done, and they might add you for some initial support, tech arc support. So you will be helping them with the GCP configuration or whatever it is, the setup, if needed. It really depends on situations. Then you are done basically as an architect. But if you are doing the role of a data engineer, then it is expected that you should know at least Python or Java. So you need to
Okay.
do some data engineering stuff. You really need to know things pretty well. So Python or Java is the prerequisite. And after you learn Python or Java, you should be able to learn the data engineering concepts in any of the cloud platforms. Can be AWS, can be GCP or Azure or anything else. The concept again stays same. If you go to other cloud platforms, it still stays same.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will suggest if you want to understand all these services and how a particular cloud platform works, then I think you can start with architect, because as an architect, you will be able to cover all these services and you will have a better understanding on how the services work. After that, you can try to learn Python or Java. You can take any one, but I can suggest you can go for Python, since just in case if you want to learn Java, the learning curve will be very long. If you want to learn something fast, then Python is the suggestion. And if you know Python, you can still do all of the data engineering tasks that you want to do. So you can work on ETL kind of tasks on the cloud. You can work on machine learning kind of tasks on the cloud. You can do AI stuff on the cloud. So as long as you know Python, you should be able to do all of those.
Sure.
Does that, yeah, does that help? Okay. So there is something called the standard and premium network tier. So usually when you have things configured on the network in GCP, you can choose between standard and the premium tier. So by default, it is set on, premium tier, but you can change it if you want on the project level. So it really depends on what use case you're working on. If it's a large enterprise, right, and where you want high performance and low latency, in those kind of situations, you will always use premium tier. And if you have a scenario where any downtime means that you lose customers and money, then it's preferable to go with premium tier. Okay. And if you have uh, a use case or a scenario where you are okay that your workloads or your application can have downtime and you can still recover it and do the things, later, you can go with either premium or standard. You have two options. You don't have to stick with premium. You can go with standard. But if there is a very cost sensitive customer, he is like, I cannot use premium tier. I can just go with it. And he's okay to have the performance and the cost, uh, what do you call that, compromises done, then you can stick to standard tier. But if you compare the price between premium tier and standard tier, it's very minimal. It's very minimal. It doesn't make any huge difference. You can go and see that premium tier versus standard tier pricing, and you will see that there is very minimal difference. So better to go with premium tier, because if you use standard tier, all of your communications is going through the internet hubs, right, on different servers, and you will experience more latency because the communication is on public internet and it can hop on different servers, right? And that's why standard tier is not recommended if you are, if you want to have better performance and low latency. So better go with premium tier, and it will not cost you too much. Okay, because when you have premium tier, all of your communications is directly done on the Google network. Okay, you don't have to go through the external internet hubs, right? So your internet traffic reaches a Google point of presence, right, which is nothing but like an edge location, and from there it directly goes over the Google network. That's the difference. It directly goes over the Google network after it is going from the edge locations. So you don't have many internet hubs. Okay, so better to have premium tier. So there is a difference between the premium and the standard tier. So traffic from your users enter Google's network at the location nearest to them, like point of presence, edge location. And standard tier, traffic from your users enters Google network through peering ISP or transit networks in the region where you have deployed your Google Cloud resources. So until the time it reaches your Google Cloud resources, it is doing many internet hops if you're using standard tier. And this is called basically cold potato routing, the premium tier, and the standard tier is called hot potato routing. And egress from Google Cloud, it means any traffic that is sent from Google Cloud outside, traffic going outside of Google Cloud. So egress traffic is sent through Google's network backbone, leaving at a global edge point of presence closest to your users. So if I go back, so if there is any traffic coming from the Google Cloud, it goes through the point of presence back to the users. That's the cold potato routing. And if it is the standard tier, then again, it will go through many internet hubs like this, and then it reaches the end user. So that's the thing, hot potato routing. So by default, it is premium tier. You don't have to make any changes there. So you can just leave it as is. So for the certifications, I just want to give you an overview. So there are two tracks basically. One is called the associate and then the other is called professional. This is the basic recommendation from GCP. It's not mandatory to follow this recommendation, but they recommend that you should be having at least 6 months of hands-on experience to take the Associate Cloud Engineer certification. But I can tell you that you can directly go for Professional Cloud Architect. You know, if you go through this course, if you learn all the materials and the demos and everything, you should be able to pass the Professional Cloud Architect. You don't really have to take this certification. It's something similar to AWS Cloud Practitioner and Azure Fundamentals. So you don't really have to take this. You can skip this and you can directly go for Professional Cloud Architect. Okay. And then there are several other certifications like data engineer, network engineer, security engineer, DevOps, collaboration, machine learning engineer, and the cloud developer. So those are specific to the tracks, but you can start with cloud architect because it's like an overall view of the entire platform, and you can learn many, many things in this certification. It will give you the base. This is the starting point. You can start with this and then you can follow with the specific tracks to get more deep dive. Okay, so that should be it for the demo and for the just the discussion about the certifications on and what we will do on Google Cloud. So after this session, you can maybe talk to Prakash and you can let him know your feedback. And just before leaving, I just want to show that what you will be getting. So this will be the labs that we will be doing during the course, and I will be sharing this lab document, and you can go after this session. I mean, go as in you can redo all of these after the session. Every time we have a session, you can redo these things on your GCP free tier, and all of the steps and the commands are written here. You can redo the things that we do in the live session, and you will get also the study materials. I'll be giving access to these study materials. You will be getting access to all of these modules, and the study materials are inside these modules, the slides and whatever. So all these things will be given to you. You'll be having access to this once you enroll into the course. And then I'll be
Hello,
sharing. Yes,
Bhuvan.
yes.
Actually, I was disconnected. Can you go
Oh,
back to the certifications that you was telling, like, the different kinds of certification, like the duration of time that we need to get each of the certification
yeah, sure.
and yeah, actually I was disconnected due to some errors, some issues with.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, so for the Google Cloud certification, there are two tracks basically. One is the associate and the professional. So it's a recommendation from GCP that you have to take the Associate Cloud Engineer certification prior to going to the professional. But you need to have 6 months of hands-on experience. That's what GCP says. But you can directly go ahead and take the Professional Cloud Architect after finishing this course and after going through the study materials and demos and doing the hands-on. You should be able to take this exam, and this exam will give you the overview of entire GCP platform, and it's a good starting point. So if you want to start with the certifications of Google Cloud, this is the right one. And you can skip this because this is something similar to AWS Cloud Practitioner and Azure Fundamentals. So you don't really have to do this, but if you want, you can still take it. But I can recommend you that you can directly take the Professional Cloud Architect, and you should be able to pass this exam. And after you do this, you can go for the specific tracks. That's the data engineer, network engineer, security, collaboration, DevOps, machine learning, and the cloud developer. So you should be able to take all of these individual tracks after you finish the cloud architect. So first recommendation is take the cloud architect and then go deep dive into the other certifications. Okay. So that's for the session demo. I just wanted to talk about a bit GCP and the certifications, and the certification that we are planning to do as part of this course. That's the Professional Cloud Architect. And along with this course, I want to show what will you get. So things that you will get is the lab guide. So I have a lab guide. We will be doing these labs during the live session trainings. And after you watch them during the live session training, you can go back and redo all of these things at your end on the GCP free tier console that you will be, signing up, and you can redo all these demos. So this lab guide you will get, and at the same time, you will get access to the study material. That's the study material you have. I'll be adding you to the Google Drive folder. That's another thing you will get. And let me and you will be getting a private YouTube, playlist like this. These are my session recordings, and I will create another YouTube private playlist for our batch, and you will be able to revisit all these videos, all these session recordings. You will be able to go and revisit them, and you can go through the session recordings at any point of time in your life. And this is lifetime access. The access will never be removed. You will get lifetime access for this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's it for the session demo, and I hope you will send your feedback to um, Prakash, and you can let us know if you want to continue with the course or enroll into the course.
So what is going to be? So are you the trainer or are you the partner with Prakash?
Yeah, I am partnered with Prakash, and I am the trainer.
Okay, got it. Okay. And how much is going to be fee for this course?
I think Prakash will be telling you that. I don't have a visibility on that, so he will be telling you the fees and the things, because he's the one who is managing the uh, course training.
And one thing, like if I choose to do like Google Architect, right, course, right, and then I want to also get a certification in data engineering, GCP data engineering, like how much duration of time is it required to get the certification in both?
So for the cloud architect, we will already spend a month's time. So it should take around 45 hours of training, and we will be doing 2 hours or 3 hours every weekend. We can have our time set, and it should take us at least 6 to 8 weeks in that sense. So it can go over a month. So 6 weeks, I can say at this point of time. It should be 6 weeks, and we should be done with the training, and then you can go ahead and take your certification. After that, you can plan for data engineer. So data engineer is another training that I take. So we can enroll into the data engineer training, and it should be much lesser than the Google Cloud Architect. So maybe it's a month's time. So in 2.5, 3 months, you should be able to finish these two things, and you should be able to finish the exams as well.
And no, like you said with data engineering, I need to know like Python and Java, right? If I go for data engineering. So how about
That's
that?
that's the minimal expectation, yeah. So you have to either go through the Python before taking that one, at least the basics.
Python training.
Sorry.
Okay, okay. No, do I need to do a Python training?
Um, Not really actually, because but it's all about like knowing the ABCDs of that language. You don't have to know the entire thing, but just the basics should be enough. So
Okay.
there are certain free courses on Udemy or some other places you can learn Python. Just the prerequisite. It's knowing about the ABCD. That's it.
Okay.
You don't have to be a master in Python. You just need to know the ABCD of Python.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay, okay. Got it.
Okay. So that's it.
Okay, Bhupen, then, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Take care, stay safe, and let us know your feedback. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.